Hi guys, it's Uga and welcome back to another video, and today let's do this rating system tag. This tag was created by Bookaholic from Jane, and I thought it was fun because it's just talking about how you rate books, how is our rating system, what are the factors that impact our ratings, especially on Goodreads, on here on BookTube. And yeah, let's start with the questions. So question number 1, based on what do you rate books? So first is my enjoyment. If I enjoy a book, it has a good rating. If I don't enjoy it, it has a bad rating. Then I try to compare a little bit with other books, like to see what it will be. For example, if I gave 4 stars to that one, I like it more or less, and I start to upgrade, or I like the same, so it will be the same grade. So it makes sense, my ratings over the time. And basically this, I don't really go after a writing style and see if they write the writing style. Of course, it counts to me, but it's not the main thing on my mind. My mind is first is how much do I enjoy this book? How much would I recommend to other people? And how much did I liked it to lose some time on this book, I enjoyed it very much. I didn't enjoy it. It was captivating if it's not captivating, and then depends a little bit on the genre. A thriller, for me, a very good thriller, has to be very captivating, has to keep me questioning and like to continue. A contemporary has to bring something new. A fantasy, it's very much depending on the magic and art and the action is developed. So I think it depends very much on the genre, on the age, but basically this is how much do I enjoy a book, how much did I enjoy other books on the same genre comparing to this one, so it could help me rating a little bit better. And yeah, and then writing style, characters a little bit, if I like more a character or not, but that is very specific to a type of book, the plot, the writing style. So, but I basically rate my books in base of enjoyability. Question number 2, do you give half-star ratings? Yes, I just used Goodreads. I still haven't passed Storygraph because I have a lot of things there, and to pass everything there I think will be losing a lot of time. If you know if I can just export everything to there very easily, tell me down below, because I don't know. But if I can, it will be amazing. If not, I will have to lose a lot of time that I don't have now. So I'm not migrating to that so soon, but definitely yes. For me, a 3-star is different from a 3.5, and a 3.5 is different from a 4, and 4.5 is different from a 5, and everything from there. On Goodreads, if I had like a 3.5 stars, I put like actual rating, and I put the first thing is what is my actual rating, and for people to know that it's not a 3, it's a 3.5, it's a 4, it's a 4.5, that is how I do. But yeah, I definitely give, not here on the reviews because my review is just talking about books and not the ratings, but in Goodreads, yes, I try to put always my half ratings if the book has it. Question number 3, how long does it take to give you a book a star rating once you finish reading? Usually when I'm closer to the finish, I have an idea of more or less the rating and how much can improve or not, depending how the end's gonna be. And when it ends, I usually know my rating pretty quickly. I may change it, so I know more or less how it's gonna be. Maybe pounding, if I'm confused, like, oh, it's a 4, it's a 5, do I like it or like it very much? It can be a day or two, but usually I already have a very strict mindset how much I'm gonna give on Goodreads. So I doesn't take too time. I take time to put it on there because I like to put with the video review, but my idea and my mindset for the rating is usually already predisposed from the last pages, and definitely after the finish I already know pretty much like 90% of the time how much I'm gonna give. If it's not, that 7% is like between if I'm gonna be generous or not. I feel, that doubts that you have sometimes, and I have sometimes to think a little bit how much I enjoy it or not, and compare maybe with others and try to see how I'm gonna be fair to all. Question number 4, do you ever feel bad giving a low star rating? No, I don't feel bad. I don't feel bad because I know I can explain things. I know I can explain why it doesn't work for me, and the people doesn't need to be sad. The book doesn't work for you. I don't like, and that's a personal opinion, a full rant video, a book that can be that horrible. Well, sometimes it can, but I always like to try to find something that is positive about the book, something that is good, you know, because the author gave some work there. Even if it's not your taste or you don't like the character or you think it's very unrealistic, there must be something that you liked it, unless you are just almost being a troll. Please, let's be real. But no, I don't feel bad giving a bad rating, because I know what I believe and I know what I stand. I know it's not because of, like, I don't like the author, so I'm gonna give you a bad rating, or oh, I didn't like the way he did that. So no, I'm gonna be honest and I'm gonna be mentally, it's gonna make sense. I will explain why I didn't like it, and people will read it and will say, or see the video and understand, okay, it makes sense. He explains, not just those type of reviews that I hate. That is just, I don't like it. Why? I just didn't like it. That doesn't say anything to me. So I don't feel bad. I tend not to, but I also don't tend to give a lot, because I already know my genres and I already know the type of books that I like, and I tend to focus on those because I know I will like them, and usually it's just between a 3 and up. Question number 5. Do you sometimes change star ratings? If yes, do you usually change it to higher or lower rating? I usually don't change. It's very rare. It just at the moment I feel that, but then when I think, like this recently, I changed Kingdom of the Wicked for a 3 because I feel like it's not really a 4. It's like a 3.5. I didn't enjoy that much. It lacks a lot of things, and comparing to others, it will be unfair. It doesn't have a usual for up and down. I think it's easier to go down because you compare more than you go up, because I tend to always give a little bit more than I think it should deserve. Maybe it's like, oh, it's a 4 or 5. Maybe it's a 5. I really enjoyed it. I tend to be a little bit generous on that part, but I definitely can go change it if I think it's deserved, and I think my mind says that. The next question is, what makes a book 5-star to you? Depends on the genre. A thriller has to be an amazing, captivating story, different of the rest, where everything is very... things are not just happening with no sense, with things, clues doesn't appear from nowhere, where you are captivated from the beginning, you're trying to discover, but you can't. That's what makes a thriller 5-star. A fantasy is very much on the world, on the magic, how the characters are developed there. On a contemporary would be, for example, the characters itself, how they bring something new or not to the table, how they are characterized, if they are stereotypical or not, if it's just a funny romance story, how is the romance, is cliche or not, did the author try to do something different. In historical fiction, I think depends very much on the setting and how the setting plays with the story. If it's a good setting, or it's just like, okay, it passed there, but it has anything to do with it. I think depends very much on the type of book, the genre, but I think overall it has to be mind-blowing for me. It has to be a book that brings me something that none other has done, or if it has done, it has to be like at the same level or better, like a very good story, a very unique, a very different one, a very captivating, and a very beautifully done writing style could help. The next is the reverse. What makes a 1-star to you? Bad advertising doesn't help. A book that claims to be horror or terror, and then it just says something strange, doesn't help. The characters being not well explored or being very unrealistic doesn't help also, especially when it's a contemporary, when they are annoying or the book is just blunt, the story doesn't, or it's rushed. But I think I don't tend to read a 1-star, so I don't have a very great opinion on this. But a bad book is just when things are just confusing and doesn't make sense, and everything is just over the top, and then comes with some conclusions that it doesn't make sense, and it just plot conveniences. And don't start with scientific errors. If it has a scientific error, my rating will go down, because there are things I'm not talking about mechanic quantum or quantum mechanics or theoretic physics, statistics. No, I'm talking about things as a density, name, or something. There are things that are unforgivable, and that will cut my rating. And the last question is, how does your rating system work? So, 1 star, completely hate it. I didn't enjoy it at all. There has a lot of problems. Probably a book that is not very good, well written. The story is confusing. 2 stars. A book that is, sometimes cringy, sometimes strange. It's like, it starts on being average, but then things start happening. It's like, oh no, this is going on a bad direction. Like, what is happening? Like, what? And you start questioning why you're reading it. But it doesn't have to be so bad because it began good. A 3 star is just a bland book. It's just a book that you really don't like. Yeah, it's enjoyable, but it didn't bring nothing new, or it wasn't something that was over extraordinary, or something that it was that you will say like, wow, it really blew my mind because it brings something different. Sorry, dry throat. Or it has some different setting, or the magic system is very simple. The characters are very, like I said, stereotypical sometimes. The story is just predictable, that type of thing. A 4 star is a very good book for me. A 3 star is also a very good rating, don't get me wrong, but it's just something that is just meh. I'm not bad. I'm not angry that I read it. I'm happy, but I wanted much more, and it's just like, meh. A 4 star book for me, as I was saying, is a book that is a little bit edgier. It's a bit more interesting. It has interesting characters, interesting setting, the plot twists are good, the characters are likable or not. Even if they are not likable, they are well done. There's some research work done. They had maybe some inconsistencies, or the velocity of the plot is a little bit slower than you wanted, or faster, but you can live with that. The story is captivating and you will enjoy it, and you will say, yes, it's a great book and I really enjoyed it. A 5 star, it's mind-blowing for me. It's something that you will say like, wow, really? It's amazing. I love it. Like, best thing ever. You will be like, oh God, it's brilliant. The magic system is unique. The characters are so well done. The setting is very well explored. The pacing is correct. The twist on the thriller is captivating enough so you can stop reading. The story is different. It has to be something that is very marked for the others, or if it uses the same tropes, it has to be used on the correct space and the correct answers, and the it has to be almost not perfect, but has to be very good, and has to be something that really up top the mark from the 4 star. Like, a good twist can turn a thriller to a 5 from a 4. Magic system or a plot or a fight scene can really uplift a fantasy. A character having another dynamic or another growth on the end, or some twist, it can make a contemporary more interesting. It really is a book that you will say and rave, even if it's just a low 5 star and you sometimes don't speak about it too much, but it's a book that you will remember the story. I think for me, I will remember the story in a year, 2 years, 3 years, and I will, if I reread it, I'll be like, yeah, I remember this, I really liked it, and that's it. So guys, I hope you enjoyed. I hope you understand a little bit how I rate my books, how you can find my ratings on Goodreads. You can follow me there on Twitter and on Instagram. Don't forget to leave a comment, like, and subscribe. And yeah, I post videos every Tuesday, Thursdays, and Saturdays, and I'll see you guys on my next video. Bye!